Welcome back everyone to GGN. This is going to be the last video for tonight for this weekend. It's basically a HAARP status update. You've probably seen the crappy weather out there. I mentioned about it on Wednesday, and it's here for sure. You know, in the 40s with drizzle rain almost for the last, it was a little bit on and off, but almost 20 hours straight. So that's what we get. Have this article, there's so much disturbing weather all over the world right now, is that it got so hot in Denver this week that they hit a record 68 degrees. They had snow in Vietnam and in Cairo, more than usual, or higher than usual, ice and snow and cold in Israel. They say enjoy Christmas because it could be your last. I don't know about all that. But here's a list of the recent freaky weather events that you could use against your relatives who don't believe in climate change. Snow in Vietnam for the first time in many years. It says here that the dry season, not so dry. It's already received 3 times the amount of rain expected for the entire month of December. Said that they had rain, 142 millimeters of rain in a 24-hour period, despite being the dry season. In Denver, they hit a record high. And of course, the reporters were talking about it like it was a good thing. You'll hear people say that too. It was like when we had this recent cold spout. It's like I was out working on my car most of the time in a frigid, sub-zero temperatures. I mean, that's why I wasn't putting out as many videos. It was just consuming a lot of my energy and time. And, like I'd see people say, oh man, this sucks. And it's just like, dude, quit bitching about it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's winter. It's in, the Midwest. I like the changing seasons. I think it's it has like a purifying process for the earth, but also for people. The end of the year, kind of like I said before, symbolizes the end of a life, kind of like a 24-hour period, the end of a day, the end of a life, and so the end of the year, and so you just kind of embrace it. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, but it's like you just got to get used to it. Me personally, I like to keep the heat down a little bit. There's incentive financially, but also you want to try to not lose that not immunity, but tolerance to the cold, because if there is a significant cooling period coming, mini ice age, you might want to be prepared for that instead of just whining about, oh, it's so cold, I wish it was the summer. And it's like, I don't, because yeah, we're getting seriously sprayed, we're getting seriously pulsed, it's hot. Then in the Middle East, going back to this article in Cairo, it snowed for the first time in a century. Buenos Aires has a blackout in Argentina. It says a heat wave is 20 degrees above monthly average, has literally turned the lights off. I also had that in Venezuela too, but I'm not sure if it was due to the heat. And I'll just mention this article because I covered it on Wednesday for people that missed it. As far as this weekend goes and the weather, there's supposed to be possibly tornadoes, a significant severe weather outbreak with tornadoes this weekend for the Gulf states, or what they call Dixie Alley. There's the map right there. You can see southern Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, parts of Texas, Louisiana, the Panhandle, and the Gulf. To the HAARP status, this is from the 20th, so it's updated today. Some major, this is the highest the scale goes, is in the Gulf states. So there you go. And it basically goes around like up to Illinois and stuff, but the only place without any type of HAARP frequencies is looks like Washington. And this is according to the little towers here, how they measure it, the building frequency area, fast to a weakening frequency. Moving on, I actually have an update for the UK. We haven't had that in a while, but it's moderate to high in Northern Europe. The UK between medium and moderate in most of the rest of Europe, and Eastern Europe you had low, pretty much low into Eastern Europe and into Russia and that. And your chemtrail report, most of you will probably be seeing this tomorrow for Saturday, which would be day 2. So But as far as right now, we had a big, most of the country covered with this, moving at an eastward direction. You also had, they're probably out there spraying in the Pacific Ocean, and that was creeping ashore. So you have those two fronts working into the night, almost combining. So almost the entire country right there, except for the southwest, by Saturday. And whatever's left is going to be this whole region right here, like we were talking about, and then eventually just, again, northwest. They must do a lot of spraying out there off the coast, the west coast. But I mean, I know normal, that's the way clouds come, the weather comes from the west. But I mean, the one time I was out there, I saw them spraying. So they were spraying heavy in Oregon. So, and this is going on globally. So as far as the freaky weather going on and all that rain and in China, I mean, I know they spray there as well. But I think it's a combination of both. So, you know, usually when they're always spraying, that's the thing, they're always spraying. But when they spray, it doesn't always mean that it's going to rain. I actually am starting to think over the last year that the rain is actually the side effect. It's not actually the purpose of the spraying. There's many reasons for it. Like I said before, modifying the weather in it of itself is one thing, but there's many reasons, jamming communications and all that, for defense purposes, for mind control type purposes. It includes something that I was discussing with a friend recently, which is blocking the sun out. It's almost as if when they spray, especially like when it's in summer, it's supposed to be sunny and nice, and you're supposed to be getting in that vitamin D and direct sunlight. It's like you feel like you get really pissed off. I do, at least. I mean, I think you should. I mean, you should get a little worked up that they're blocking the sunlight, because that's your sunlight. That's all of our sunlight, and we should be able to have direct contact with it. But they're keeping us apart from each other. Just like in a lot of ways, they keep us from having a relationship with nature. So, and I think it goes a step beyond, where they're constantly, with this barium, they're not just using it for defense applications. There's a good chance that the sun emits information, whether it's to update our DNA or whatever, what's going on in the other parts of the universe. I guess some people think that the sun itself is actually a way of traveling through the universe, like time travel, like wormholes. But if they're blocking that information from getting to us, then we're not able to spiritually or physically evolve. So it's some pretty nefarious stuff going on if that's what they're doing. I mean, creating plasma so they can keep other people out. So that's what it comes. That's what I wonder. It's like, okay, if they're all doing this spraying, they're all doing this program of weather modification and all other reasons for it, they're not doing it against each other, because we pretty much have a global government where they, for the most part, agree. There's still little factions and mafias that are trying to say, well, we still want our cut. So that's the only thing. But they all basically agree about repressing any type of real revolution and oppressing their people. So they're uniting on one thing, and that is to block out some other force, which is either off-planet, which could be actually entities or people from another type of star system, or it could be the sun itself. So yeah, this is going back to this, finish up. This was Saturday, what it looks like. This is Sunday, which is probably when we're going to see the worst. And then going in on Monday, kind of clearing out. So I went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to go, but I was kind of glad that I was able to get that out there. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate you guys checking out these videos, just knowing that it's getting out there, and I know you guys are like sharing it and stuff. But anyways, thank you for joining me, and hopefully I get some videos out on Monday. Thank you.